Everyone, Trace from the Wildlife Garden. It's May the 17th, 18th I think, and I thought I'd do a garden update. I haven't done one for a while. I'll try and keep it short. I know mine can drag on for a little bit. I just wanted to show how the importance of the variety of flowers that you have in your garden are needed for the insects you want to attract and for the cover that animals need in the garden. You'll see how much the garden has come on since I last videoed. It's filled out a great deal, but my main point is that it is a wildlife garden, but the importance of the mix of wildflowers and annuals. I still love to buy plants that are pretty, and so I allow native plants to self-seed in my garden, but I also interplant with annuals. A lot of my garden is annuals, but some of them are classed as sort of common English flowers, but because they've been here for hundreds of years, but they're not necessarily native. But I think when we go out, it's cool at the moment because it's very early. We won't probably see many bees about at the moment because the temperature's not right for them. But the bee numbers are up. But I wanted to point out the flowers that bees do use, and the pollen obviously is important to them, and the nectar. The life cycle of some insects are absolutely reliant on our native plants, and so I encourage as many of those as I can into the garden. So we'll just have a little stroll and see what we can see. Oh, and we've got a bee's nest. We've got an early bumblebee nest that's taken over an unused nest box. It's not been used for a long time, and I leave nest box in situ. These two can't be cleaned out, in fact, but birds clean them out themselves anyway. They have been used in the past, even when I haven't cleaned them out. It'll be nice to see the native bee, the early bumblebee, using the bird box. So let's take a stroll at the garden, shall we? And I'll stop rambling. Okay. As you can see, this bit has gone completely wild now. The buddleia is down and the honeysuckle has been dramatically reduced. It's there's geranium, a lot of ground ivy, and there's a campanula. And the everlasting sweet peas just starting to come up too. Complete wildness here, but lots of cover, especially for the little rat that's visiting at the moment. Hostas are doing really well. This is probably the only bit of sunshine they get here first thing in the morning, so after that they're in full shade. And as you can see, it's a gravel path all around them, so I presume that's what protects them from the slugs. Don't do anything else. I don't spray them or anything. These are, shadow, native foxgloves that I've grown from seed. I just potted those up yesterday. And on this side, I've made a bog garden for the ragged robin. The ground's so dry at the moment, it's no good putting them by the pond because of it being clay soil, it's absolutely rock hard. So I've made a little bog garden from an old washing up bowl with a little bit of drainage in, so it's slow release of the moisture that's in there. I didn't grow tomatoes this year, so I've put annual sweet peas in. Poppies have all come up. I had poppies here a couple of years ago. I think they're a purple poppy, that my friend gave me the seeds of, and they've all sort of sprouted this year, that one being the biggest one, but there's lots of little ones too. I've got this beautiful, it's just beginning to open flower, but I'm not sure what it's called. Our bee boxes are really busy. These are for the solitary bees. We've got mason bees have been using them regularly, and we did have our first leaf cutter bee the other day pop in and have a look, so hopefully there'll be some leaf cutter bees using them too. All the mason bees emerged last year that used them, and I've started reusing them again this year, so you can see them here and here. On this one there's several. Yeah, so all doing well. I have to be careful now because we're going straight into the sun, so I'll just pause you. Just let you listen to this buzzing. It's very early. It's not too cool this morning. It was cooler yesterday, but last year, this fuchsia is always popular with bees, but last year we had no bees on it. Every time I come to the shed now, I can hear that familiar buzzing that I'm used to. That's been lovely. This little bed here of slugs eat pansies, violas in my garden, just devour them, so I'm finding placing them on this metal table has really helped. This is a little selection I got a local home base, a DIY store, sadly closed this year, and they were selling everything off, so the pot should have been £32 and I got it for about £4, and a little basket of white flowers, but I added the purple ones too, but bees have been using them a lot, so that's been good. I didn't really notice bees on violas before, but they have been using them. Lovely bee there at the moment in the, oh, it's just come out, was using the Welsh poppy. The lavender is absolutely loving this hot, dry spell that we're having for spring. I've never seen it look so lush. That's doing really well. Some of the eggplant trying to come up. This basket's so dry, it's sandy soil. I know now why the poppies have self-seeded in it, but I forget to water it. It's just one of those things that sits there and I forget about. Roses are just starting to come out on my David Austin rose. And can you hear the buzzing? I'm just so conscious of the buzzing at the moment in the garden. It's lovely. So to the main bed. Tilt you down a little bit. So this is the main bed in the garden. It's the biggest bed. It just changes itself over time. It's mainly geraniums now at the moment. The hellebores have all gone over that were in here at the beginning of spring, but I leave the flower heads on. Yeah, so we've got three different kinds of geranium in here. I think there's definitely Aquilegia. That's the taller flowers in the garden. A variety of those. And the bees are just starting to use them again. Some of them enter the flower if their tongue is long enough, but if they've got a shorter tongue, then they nibble a little hole in the back of the flower to rob it. But I'm just so conscious. I mean, it's only, what time are we at? It's 10 to 9, Sunday morning, and I'm just conscious of the buzzing. I never heard this last year. It was lovely to hear it. It's just great to see so many bees about. I'm putting that down to having a bee nest as well in the garden, having the early bumblebee nest. But these aren't all early bumblebees that I can see. There's a variety. Anyone I haven't seen yet is the red-tailed. Here's Mr. Crow. He's getting more confident with me. Feeding here. Can you see him in there? He's waiting for the mealworms, but he will take the raisins that I've put out. There he is. They've got a nest in the pear tree to my... Whoops, there he goes to the water now. I need to clean that out in a minute. We've got a flock of young starlings coming, and gosh, do they make a mess. Bird poo everywhere, in the bird bath, on the plants, all under on the feeders. I'm having to clean everything all the time. So there it goes. But yeah, they've got a nest in the pear tree that's right next to me. So wood pigeon just come down now. Right, let's go up and see what else there is. So as I was trying to say, so I've got really all of these are hardy annuals that I planted a long time ago, but there's primulas in here, native primula. I can see ragwort, buttercup, anything else that's native in there. I'm just looking. Dandelions, which have just gone over. So as you see, although it's mainly hardy annuals, I also mix it. Oh, there's that's self-seeded in there. There's red campion. So in this bed of wood avens, I can see. So lots of native plants: wood avens, red campion, dandelion, ragwort, buttercup. Trying to see what else did I say. That's at least 5. There must be at least 6 native flowers in amongst that bed. Obviously some grasses are coming up in it too. So yeah, really just a mix. And unless you're really particular about weeds, you wouldn't know there were weeds. And I don't like calling them weeds. Native plants in there. Here we've got woodruff, dandelions, wood avens again. As my garden's quite shady, I'm limited to sort of the wildflowers that come in. Then I can't get those kind of wildflowers you see in a meadow very often because it's too shady and damp really for those kind of flowers. Let's go a bit further up and see what else there is. Right, we're in the middle section of the garden now. I do cut this little patch. I hadn't used to, but I do now because of the ground feeding birds mainly. I don't want them to be pounced on by any native cat, neighbour's cat. So I keep this bit short where I feed the birds. The rest along the border here is just left to do its thing. And having left it to do its thing, we've got I can see a bed straw up in there, cleavers. This is meadow sweet. There's native nettle leaf bellflower, ragwort. So mainly wildflowers, a bit of cow parsley. It's not come as good this year, the cow parsley, but cow parsley in the background. And cleavers are taking up a lot of space in that bed over there. Great for hummingbird, hawk moth. Many butterflies and moths will use cleavers in your garden, so worth letting a little bit come in. It does scramble, and you'll see further up the garden it's a bit more wild. I've got Jack by the hedge and amongst my normal flowers. There's a starling coming down to feed. Let's see if we can film that. That's an adult starling. Off she goes. Magpie just scared it off actually. Magpie was about to come in. Right, let's have a little look further up the garden. Right, the pink plant here is Weigela, and underneath it is a rose. Weigela is part of the honeysuckle family, really popular with bees. I've got 3 different kinds in the garden. Really popular nectar source, so worth having even if you if you want a wildlife garden that doesn't include wildflowers. Just provide nectar if you can. So it's just a great source. And that little rose underneath, I purchased from Aldi years ago. Got 2 of them. They're tiny little things, but because they're so open, they're also very popular with bees. They buzz inside them just like they do in a poppy to release the nectar. So yeah, I'm just trying to ensure there's just a rich diversity of nectar, rich plants, and just try and include in native and non-native. Further up, we did have a big bed of oxeye daisy. This year they've not come back. They may come back next year and see some young ones at the bottom. But yeah, I think mainly in my garden the wildflowers I've got common knapweed, dog rose, foxglove, dandelion, small hawthorn bush beginning to develop, dogwood, cowslips. I've started that ragged robin bed by the house, ajuga, pretty plants, and really important for our native wildlife. But they're so adaptable, they will adapt, and that's what they do. They cope with all the different things that we put out, and that's why the garden is busy, I think, most of the time. The trees are our native birch trees, providing lots of food for birds, seeds, even nectar. Then you'll see insects on them. And I've got a cherry, which now isn't in flower but gets a lot of black fly, and gosh, the bees will go on that too, so getting the nectar from, not the nectar, the sugar from those too. You'll see them flying around it. I'll go up by the apple tree now. I thought I'd just show you this bed. It had forget-me-nots in. I've pulled those now. I've sprinkled some seeds. I've put some in, some of the seed heads, the flower heads that are left, not many flowers on them, in some brown paper bags to collect the seeds. And I've potted up quite a few plants. My daughter-in-law is just developing her garden and asked if she could have some, so I've got those ready to take to hers. And these are just, well, there's a nettle leaf bellflower self-seeded in it, there's a fox and cub self-seeded in it, but the rest are the lavatea I grew from seed, and the cosmos. Growing just nectar sources. Nothing feeds on them but nectar sources. Next to it is a lovely wood avens. These little seed heads are really sticky. They stick to you like cleaver sticks to you. So in here, this little tiny bed here, let me just show you what's in here. I think this little bed is a good example of native and non-native. It's a tiny little bit. It's probably a metre square of flowers. The ones I planted was lavender, standard rose, the rose I've just mentioned from Aldi, I don't know the name of it. Like the way you can tell if it's been pollinated or not. The centre's yellow when it's not been pollinated and it turns white, so the bees know when it's been pollinated. A grass, a peony, that's all I've planted in here. Now what's coming that's native? We've got wood avens, nettle leaf bellflower, dog violet. Not sure what that is at the bottom. It could be a bit of forget-me-not for next year. What else have I? There's a vetch that's self-seeded. Anything else? Let's have a look around here. We've got wild strawberry, a little bit of yellow rattle, fox and cubs. I can see clover, aquilegia, herb robert. Yep, that's all I can see. So that's a good mix of non-native and native plants, and it works. It's a beautiful bed, as you can see. And over on this side, again, I've got the buddleia that I've recently brought. Bring amongst it, native. We've got oxeye daisy come up. We've got knapweed. Again, herb robert. Quite a big crop of herb robert. Yeah, so the shiny crane's bill. So I just, and more wood avens. So I just let them go where they need to go. This is all bird's foot trefoil. Got quite a lot of that this year. It's all around the pond. This looks like knapweed coming up, I think. That's greater knapweed, I think, coming up. Here we've got a bed of geraniums and red campion. Did have a lot of oxeye daisies here. Got last year or the year before. They haven't come up this year, but they've self-seeded in other places. You can see how much green fly and black fly we've had on the red campion. This is a knapweed coming up, I think, as well, coming up here. So yeah, I just let the native plants go where they need to go. Lovely bugle there. I did empty the pond of oxygenator last night. It was absolutely full. Problem with having a small pond, the plants take over quickly. You can see the movement in the pond. That's the tadpoles splitting about. We'll have a little sneak and see if we can see the birds feeding. There we go. I've put down the hydrated mealworms, so the starlings are coming with their juveniles and feeding them. They're so demanding and so messy. Goodness me, the mess they've been making. They go in the bird bath and they poop everywhere. I'm having to change the bird bath regularly. There's one there now, a couple there now splashing about. They were yesterday. Yeah, they're eating me out of house and home at the moment. It's like having teenagers back in the house. The bed under the apple tree is, as you can see, it's been mainly bluebells. Well, there has been some Spanish bluebells, but mainly buttercup and forget-me-not. Lungwort's been buried by them. But there are native plants in there. The raspberries have spread under there too. They were covered in bees yesterday. It's a bit cooler up here. This is the cooler end of the garden. No sun on it yet. But again, a mixture of native and non-native. All doing well. Looks like something's been sleeping in that patch there. Something's curled up in there. And then at the back is soft fruits, the white currants and red currants, as well as the raspberries. There's a large mock orange at the back, getting very tall. Apple tree's gone over. The lovely clematis is just finishing, and we've got the lovely native Gelder rose coming out. It's a lovely plant. It has, these are the flowers are mainly in the centre. These are sterile flowers on the outer edge, but the nectar source is in the centre here, and it's absolutely covered. It's very high. I can't. I'll show you when I get further up the garden, but a beautiful, beautiful flower to be replaced by bright red berries. And my dog rose is just beginning to open again on the top where it's getting more light. There's some at the top just beginning to open, but it's absolutely covered in buds. Absolutely covered, so hopefully we'll have some really lovely red seed heads after this is finished too. But you can just see at the top there, they're just coming into flower. Yeah, let's go up through to the wilderness. Again, raspberries, some nice woodruff there. Green alkanet, which have had lots of caterpillars of the red tiger moth on this year. We've had our first holly blue butterfly was in the garden the other day, and I've counted 3 cinnabar moths flying around, so hopefully they'll find the ragwort. Now you can see up here how the cleavers is taking over more. I allow it to go. The hummingbird hawk moth will use cleavers as a nectar source. I think it can lay its caterpillars on it, but our winters it wouldn't survive up here, especially as it's so cool up here. So the rhubob's being taken over by the cleavers. Lots and lots of long grass for any moths or butterflies to lay their eggs on. And honesty just gone over. The native honesty has just gone over. Dogwood just becoming into flower here. Lots and lots of buds on it, as well as a little tiny bit of elderflower there. The white one is the elderflower. And my purple elderflower has got lots of flowers on too, so that's still in bud. Yeah, all doing well. We've got oak, we've got hawthorn, oak, ash, all grouped together there with a buddleia next to it. And then at the top I've got hazel. These trees are all damson trees. Don't get any damsons off them, but great flower for the early bees. Got pyrocanthus and lots of ivy. Those are all across the top. The tall ones there are damson too, but I do chop those off, try and keep that as a hedge rather than allowing, because I need some light up here. The tit box at the top, the chicks have fledged, so hopefully they're doing okay. I haven't seen any in the garden, but the box is empty now. And our nettle bed is doing really well. So yeah, everything's good for nature. Big nettle bed here, and some of the leaves are curled up, so I think those are moths, caterpillars that are in there. I haven't seen any butterflies that use nettles flitting around, so yeah, I think they're moths. And then finally, if we're going to see where the bee box is, well, it's a bird box with bees in, so let's go and have a look. So it's probably quiet at the moment because it's chilly, and it's over here. Step in. We've got two bee boxes here. The one with the metal ring is the one that was a great tip box 2 years ago. It's a cobweb at the front, so they're not going in that hole. They're sort of going in the side and coming in and out towards the back, I think it is. But our little early bumblebees, a small bee, it's not one of our large bumblebees, and only has a small colony. I think it's up to 100 can be in a colony. Short-lived, they won't be around for perhaps another 5 weeks before the queen will leave and find a hibernating site. So yeah, it's been good to see. You can't see them at the moment, but they've been, because I say it's cool, but yeah, it's been, especially towards the end of the day when they're all returning back to the box. I'll have to do a short on it. Yeah, so great to see. Our first bee nest that I found this year. I think my husband thinks there's a tree bee nest at the bottom of the garden, but I haven't seen any signs of that yet. But if I do, I'll take some film of it. Okay, so that's the end of my video today. I hope it hasn't been too long for you. And hopefully I'll update you again all soon. I hope you're all well. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the wildlife in your garden. And don't worry too much about the odd, I use in inverted commas, weed arriving. Okay, take care everyone. Bye for now.